Yeah.
Yeah, hi. So, do you think that, are you implying that crypto will replace national currencies and will be an international currency? And on that basis then, how do governments then set budgets and set their own monetary policy if there's an international currency? And obviously all government debt will then have to be completely internationalised, and I just think that's really unrealistic. Because just quickly, if you look at what's happening in the euro area, it doesn't even work on a euro level between Greece and Germany because the economies are different. If that happens on a global scale, I don't think that's going to work.
So do you know so when you see the numbers like, oh, this country is X trillion in debt, this country, who do you think the debt is owed to? Nope. The US may owe a bucket load to China, yeah. Ultimately, you have to follow the money. When you follow the money, the central banks is where all the debt is owed to. And when you go up even further, it's the Bank of International Settlements, or Bank for Biz, the IMF, and the World Bank. That's really where the buck stops. And so if you're looking at the IMF, again, this is just a theory, this is just my opinion. Ultimately, it's the central banks. They have the power to wipe debt, basically. And I reckon, and over the last 20 to 30 years, there's been a currency which is a bit flowing around called the SDR, the Special Drawing Right. So nearly every time you hear of a massive bailout or X billion dollar bailout, it's never done with the dollar. It's done with the SDR. So the IMF prints SDRs out of its arse, just like the Federal Reserve can print dollars. And that's what they bail out. So what I personally see happening is that the IMF will try and make moves to back or create a crypto version of the SDR. And that's where they can regain control. But going back to the sovereign issue of countries trying to create their own crypto, so there's already a war on cash. Okay, go to Scandinavia, it's hard to find cash, and governments don't like it. And what you're going to see over the next 5 years is governments across the world are going to start really having this negative campaign against cash. They'll say things like, only drug lords and criminals deal with cash, okay? And so they want to put everyone in an electronic form. And they'll say things like, eventually, mark my words, one day they'll go, oh, as of this year, as of this line in the sand, we're going to get rid of the £50 note. And people think, yeah, I never use a £50 note. Only drug lords use £50 notes. And so people won't really care. But the thing is, if you get rid of the £50 note, you halve the UK currency supply. So what they'll do, and they'll say things like, oh, it costs £100 million a year to have a note system because they have to constantly print and destroy notes to circulate them. So what they'll probably do, working very closely with HMRC, you never get away from the tax man, is they'll go, here is crypto pound, and here is the official government wallet for crypto pound, and they'll put it all over the place, adverts, TV, radio, just like they're pushing the workplace pension down our throats. And they will use the existing infrastructure, financial system, to propagate the use of crypto pound. So you can have a bank card, you can do contactless payments with it. So you'll end up using crypto pound whether you know it or not. Then fast forward, let's say 5 years, where everyone is just using crypto pound because they'll make it really easy. They'll go, oh yeah, we're now getting rid of the £20, £10 and £5 note. Oh, we're all cashless. So that's the end game, because what they then want to see, because once everyone's using crypto pound, guess what? Taxman sees everything. You cannot hide. The only place you can hide is Bitcoin and then the privacy currencies. So I see privacy coins doing pretty well, like Monero, etc. I use a really bad analogy of, if I was a shepherd and I needed to slaughter all of my sheep, how would I do it? I wouldn't just go out with a shotgun to every sheep on the hills. I'd get some dogs, put them all in the pen, and once they're in the pen, I'd force them into the abattoir, right? So bear with me here. The analogy here, so what they're doing, the action of bringing all the public into the pen is getting them out of cash. The moment you can't hide in notes or under the mattress, whatever, when you're all using crypto pound and they can see everything, all they need to do is go, oh, times are tough, we're going to negative rates, 1% negative rates. So you can't do anything about that. And all of a sudden they have a massive income stream, a massive tax, and you can't do anything about it unless you have Bitcoin or a privacy coin.
All right.
Sorry, I'll shut up now.
No problem.